At what point do we release the art of monstrous people? This is a topic that I've been wanting to talk about for a while, but I saw this last night and saw the perfect opportunity. For my book club, we actually read Monsters by Claire Dederer that I have to do a video on, but this is like the perfect intersection of all of my interests, right? So on this website, Pajiba, excuse me if I didn't pronounce that right, I've never seen this website before, they wrote about this scandal at Romance Con where this author, Julie Soto, was disinvited or like mutually agreed not to come after a lot of people were upset because her book is officially published, traditionally published, more specifically, Draco Hermione fanfic. You can see that it's like dressed up a little bit. Her name is Briony Rosewood. Evil has won, and she's like sold into slavery. And the person who buys her is Draco, excuse me, Tovin Hurst, the scion of a family known for their cruelty. So like a lot of these fanfics, I just did a video yesterday on Raylo fanfic, which is the love hypothesis, right? And the alleged social network fanfic that was very, very popular, aka Red, White, and Royal Blue, if you believe the Tumblr gossip. There is this, sort of pathway for a lot of fanfic authors to get their books traditionally published, but now the idea is what is going on with the Harry Potter fanfiction specifically. My friend and mutual, Princess Weeks, I have followed her for years on YouTube, just did an amazing video about you can't separate Harry Potter from J.K. Rowling, and it is very, very true. At this point, we are no longer in an era where we are allowed to separate the art from the artist, right? In the book, Claire Dederer talks about Woody Allen, she talks about Roman Polanski, she talks about J.K. Rowling. There are so many examples of monstrous artists, right? She talks about J.K. Rowling has her own chapter, right? There are artists who at this point, we can no longer look beyond their like personal politics and sort of accept who they are, right? Like she talks about loving an artist who was very anti-Semitic and she had to like cut him out of her life because you cannot like accept this person without the context with which they made their art. A lot of the like all the young dudes, Marauders readers are like doing this thing where like every character is plus size or queer. Like I saw one that was like Lily's a plus size lesbian and I said, no, she's not, right? Like they're doing the serious remix thing, which like fine, but they're trying to like take over the canon in a way to like absolve themselves of their sins. And there is no way that you can separate the fact that this, even though yes, it is two boys kissing and it is very cute and we all love it, at the end of the day, you are supporting intellectually, emotionally, psychologically, even if you're not financially doing it, but the problem is a lot of people are financially doing it. You are intellectually, emotionally, and psychologically supporting a woman who spent almost $1 billion ratifying the Scottish Constitution to make sure that like people would have to be like identified legally under their birth gender. Like this is beyond like, oh, they said something problematic 10 years ago. Like we're not talking about tweets. We're talking about someone who has dedicated their life and their platform to spending almost $1 billion to ensure that people who are in our communities, right, trans people, are not allowed to have rights, right? And she did that in Scotland where she lives. Imagine what she wants to do elsewhere. And this is basically what Princess says. I highly recommend the video. If you're not a reader, I'm not going to tell you to read Monsters by Claire Dederer. It is very good though. I liked it. Go watch this video because it was amazing and I watched the whole thing. And we are now in an era where all of us millennials have spent 20 years loving this property, right? And it is very hard, right? Like I had the Harry Potter books. I had to get rid of them. Like it is what it is. But at this point, it's just like, even if you're trying to consume it in a roundabout way by like supporting this person, the skin is very, very thin, right? You can see right underneath and see what's there. And what's there is still this incredibly problematic piece of art. And the problem is because a lot of people are going to argue, well, this is what I love, this is what I grew up with. And it's like, okay, you're not 6 years old, like relax. The problem is that a lot of people refuse to let go of media that they understand is problematic and they say, well, I don't care. And that's a whole other thing because I want you to say that to a trans person. One of my favorite artists of all time that I grew up listening to, one of the first CDs that I ever bought in my life with my own money this summer had an entire scandal where she was like bringing women to her husband to SA, right? Like I had to do this too. Like it is not just you in a vacuum having to give up your childhood media, right? Kevin Spacey, Bryan Singer, who directed the X-Men movies, there are things that you have to just like let go of because you can no longer support this person. And I'm finding it really, really difficult to understand why so many people refuse to let go of Harry Potter. There's other stuff that we grew up with. There are other books, there are other forms of media. And I read this book, Disappoint Me by Nicola Deenan, and she said that Harry Potter fans have this weird thing where it is like one of the most popular forms of media of our time, and people act like they're so aggrieved and like so odd for reading it. It's making $1 billion like every single day. There's theme parks, there's books, there's movies. You cannot brand yourself the victim for reading Harry Potter anymore. It's not 1999. Like, no one is bullying you for being a nerd for reading these magic books anymore. It's time to let it go.